Sir Handel, when we get back on Sodor, you and I are going to have a very serious talk. Sir Handel? Sir Handel? Hello there.
Where am I?
He's awake, everyone. That's good to hear, because I have some tall explaining to this engine. I'm very ashamed of you and highly disappointed. What you did was very, very stupid.
That is a no-no word.
Aborting a ship and going on a cruise without me knowing, you could have ended up in another country, say, India. But you should know better. You don't know how cross I am with you.
I told you, Sir Handel.
Silence! You should also know better, Peter Sam. Following some ludicrous idea with Sir Handel.
I'm truly sorry, sir.
Sorry isn't going to cut it, Sir Handel. Now, I had an announcement to mention to the narrow gauge engines last week, but this is going to hurt me more than this is going to hurt you. By the time you're mended, you and Peter Sam will not attend my announcement.
But, sir...
No back talk. It has been decided. And Mr. Percival was true to his word. After the overhaul, both engines sulked in this shed, but Sir Handel did more sulking.
I'm very sorry, Sir Handel.
But Sir Handel said nothing. The rest of the narrow gauge engines returned quite early. The announcement's all off. It got cancelled due to this bloody weather.
Besides, we'd rather be spending time with our friends instead of attending an announcement about them.
The next day, Mr. Percival returned to the sheds. Storm's over, everyone. You may now head to the mountain range. All the engines were very excited.
Have fun, guys.
And, I think you two should go as well. I'm sorry that I snapped at you guys a few weeks ago at the Steamworks, but you two should know better about leaving the island without me knowing. I truly care for you, engines, and you know how worried sick I was. And as a matter of fact, why should I yell at you and punish you on such a splendid time of year like this? So, I've decided to postpone your punishment to next year.
Thank you, sir.
And the two engines followed the rest. But by the time they arrived, Sir Handel was quite puzzled.
What's all this, then?
Ladies and gentlemen, humans and engines alike, I am happy to announce that next year, a new railway shall open, the Crovens Railway. Now, despite this being a new railway, it shall be run by old friends. Please welcome Mighty Mac.
Thank you.
Fearless Freddy. And finally, last but not least, he is a legendary locomotive who has survived 2 decades under buried earth. Please welcome Duke!
It's not possible! It is Duke!
Well, don't just sit there. Applause! Settle down, please. Thank you. Now, coming back to this old island, it sure reminds me of how much I've gained, whether work or friends.
Absolutely delighted to see you again, aren't we, Mr. Handel? Well, seeing you again sure brings back memories, and by memories, I mean all the names I called you.
And they never suit my grace.
Now that's a quote we haven't heard in a long time. Those include Fusspot, Fuddy Duddy, and Grandpuff.
Falcon? Oh, there, Falcon. Let it out. Let it out.
I'm crying it out. You were the only engine that was truly there for me. When I wasn't there for myself, and the time when we double-headed a train, I would have never got back on the rails if it wasn't for you.
To afford you, how she patted your cheeks while you sat on her knees. Or remember your wonderful.
I'm really sorry for all the trouble I caused.
This is actually emotional.
Now, cry on no more. You may have been an arrogant and troublesome engine, yes, but you were also a young and determined engine. Besides, look at you now. You've matured into a more wiser and better engine. I forgive you for all the trouble you've caused, and I am proud to have you and Peter Sam my friends.
Thank you, Pete. For now that everything's settled, anyone up for a tune?
After the ceremony, Mr. Percival gathered all the engines to the transfer yards for another surprise. But as they waited, Rheneas spoke up. It is rather nice to have Duke again, but I feel like something's missing. But overall, I wish we were truly a happy family, like the lucky 7 engines together again.
And 7 engines there shall be. What? Alright now, before you all scream...
Ivo Hugh.
So now ye return? Ye haven't made an appearance for quite some time. Well, except in some fan videos. But that aside, where have ye been in all our lives?
Long story short, I went to overhaul in 2002 and helped out the Tallyland Railway while Sir Hayden was in his overhaul.
Well, that explains your absence.
Yep. So tell me what happened all while I was away.
And so, All the rest of the narrow gauge engines told Ivo Hugh about their previous events during his absence. And once again, all original 7 narrow gauge engines, for the first time in years, have been reunited. Someday, we hope you return. Someday, we hope we can reunite. Someday, we hope we can see you one last time. We can become a happy family someday. We hope that you can return. We hope you can return.
Imposter.